Hello, so let's talk individualized education plans or IEPs. At Penn State, in order to complete an education program, you must complete so many hours of observations in the area of IEP. And along with keeping or along with doing those observations, you must keep a detailed journal as well. So when we are looking at these completing these observations, we should be looking for certain things such as the interaction between the teacher and the students with each other, as well as if there's any accommodations happening within the classroom, or this could be accommodations as far as testing or what completing their work, or even how the classroom is set up. So I completed my first 5 hours of IEP observations at my high school that I will be student teaching at in the spring, which is Central Columbia High School. So I found it incredibly interesting, actually, that I sat through almost an entire day with a group of students, and never once did I truly realize that there was a student with an IEP. So I think that just goes to show the power of inclusion that can have on students. So students were, no matter what their learning abilities were, they were able to learn alongside each other. During this time, I will say that I did recognize that there was a blind student in one of the classes, and getting the chance to speak with the teacher afterwards, I realized that she actually is included in every one of her classes, and the only accommodations that she has is the way that the classroom is set up to make it easier for students to move in and out, as well as she has an aide with her throughout the day. As far as other students with IEPs, like I mentioned, I didn't notice them until getting the chance to speak with the teacher afterwards, and for him to mention that there was 3-4 students in the class with an IEP, it intrigued me because that number seems incredibly high, but never once did I realize that within the classroom environment, because the way that I viewed it is that students, everyone in the class was receiving the same type of lesson, making it easier for someone with an IEP to stay attended to that lesson. So what they were able to do is, I guess, differentiate the instruction, so keeping that student engaged the entire time. And I will mention, during the day when I was there was no testing done while I was there, because it was a little bit of a different day, as students were in and out, and they were attending a pep rally, I believe, that day as well. So students were hyped up a little bit more than usual, and they weren't taking any tests during that day, so it wasn't your average everyday classroom setting. After speaking with the teacher, though, he did mention that there are different accommodations made for students with IEPs when it comes to testing, depending on what their IEP states. So some different accommodations or alterations that are made for these students include maybe an alternate test they would do, maybe not doing a written test. They could maybe be demonstrating a certain subject, or they would also be given alternative locations for testing. So to keep that student focused, they may be able to go into a different classroom where it's quieter for them to take their tests, or also they have the option, depending on, again, what their IEP states, to actually go and go into another room and have a proctor or a different proctor with them that will sit there and read over the exam for them. So I look forward to going back and completing more hours during of IEP observation to see how testing is handled firsthand, and I can't wait to share with you guys some more information of what I got to observe during my IEP observations. Thank you.